Hello, welcome to another video. I want to talk right now about the action list in Reaper, which I think is one of its greatest features. People talk about Reaper, one of the great advantages being how customizable it is. And the heart of that customizability is in the action list, which you can get to in one of two ways. You can either go up to this menu item and say, show action list. But you'll notice there's this question mark that if you see a keystroke like that, that means that's a shortcut. And basically anything you can do, any action you can take in Reaper is in that action list. And if it's in the action list, you can program a shortcut for it. So if there's something you want to do and you don't know how to do it, you can search in the action list. Excuse me. And even if you do know how to do it, you can add a custom keystroke, which I strongly recommend. The less time you spend pushing your mouse around, the more time you're saving for creativity and production work, etc. So I've created a really dumb little loop here with our drum sound, right? And we'll expand on that sound later on. Now, let's say I want to expand that, and oops, I have looping turned on, so I can't expand the length of this MIDI item. Now, we've seen in a prior video that I can right-click here and choose item properties or item settings, and I could turn off loop item source. So I could do that. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of like 3 actions, and now I can drag it. But anything that's available in a menu item like that is also available in the action list. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hit question mark to load the action list. Right, here's the action list, and I'm just going to type in that exact command: loop item source. And item properties, loop item source, that's the one I want. And I'm going to add a shortcut for this. So I'm going to add, and we see here, I'm going to say type or move controllers. I'm going to do Shift Option Command L. That's a combination I like, but you'll use whatever you like. And now you can see the shortcut is there. And once I close that, I can toggle. So right now we see that looping is off. If I hit my keystroke, one hit, and now it's back on, right? And I hit it again, and it's off. So that's one way that this can really save time. I want to show just one other example. One thing that's pretty cool about the action list is it's context sensitive. So when I launch it from the main window, you see it says section main, and these are all different commands that have to do with the main window, and I can filter and search. But if I have a MIDI item, here I have a blank MIDI item, and I'm gonna launch that, and now when I hit question mark, you'll see that it is already looking for actions in the MIDI editor. And I'm gonna show you just a quick one. Let's say I have I want to have a bunch of notes on the snare drum, and I have just one long note that I enter, right? So when I play that, it's going to sound like this. And let's say I want to divide that along the grid, and let me move my grid up so you can see it, right? I'm on the 8th note grid now. Let's make it a 16th note grid, which I still think you can't quite see the bottom of that list, but 16th note grid. So I'm going to launch my auction list, and I'm not really sure what I'm looking for, so I'm going to say split and grid. And split notes on grid is right there. Great. So I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to call this, let's do Shift Option S. We'll see. That could be risky. No, that works. Sometimes the S's are taken. So now I've created that shortcut, and I'm going to choose this note, and whatever my grid is, as long as this is selected, I'm going to hit Shift Option S, and by the way, that sounds pretty terrible. Why does it sound terrible? Because it's the machine gun effect that we're hearing with everything at the same velocity. But if I were to go in and unselect, and then kind of just move almost randomly velocities around. Because when I do that, if this instrument, which most likely is the case with the drum, has multiple velocity layers, meaning different samples correspond to the different velocity levels, then I'm not just going to hear the same sample over and over again. I'm going to hear these different ones, and I'm not being very thoughtful about how I'm doing it. I'm just kind of mixing it up, and now we've got this. So that begins to be something we can use. So that's the action list. And just remember, anything you're trying to do is going to be in that action list, whether or not there's already a shortcut, whether or not it's a menu item like one of these things or not. So if you're not sure how to do something, it's a great thing to just launch the action list and begin to search around. It's a great idea to program keyboard shortcuts for the things you're likely to do frequently. And I'll continue to use that tool in subsequent videos. Thanks for watching.